Welcome to Thursday Night Knives Blade Show Eve edition. Coming up, the new Fisher blades, Beckwith full size, FS is what they're calling it. 3 new Apoch knives. And what should I get at Blade Show? I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to miss most of the first day, but I'll be there all day, Saturday, Sunday. What do you think I should get? Also, my wife wanted me to ask if there's anyone out there who's gotten something for their wife. What should I get her? Every year I get my wife something from Blade Show, and every year I know what she wants, something small and defensive. But if anyone, just like me, no, I'm just kidding. But if you have any ideas, let me know. And also the Two Sun Talon Karambit. We're going to be giving this away in an all-access giveaway. All access meaning you don't have to be a gentleman junkie. You don't have to be a patron. You just have to like knives and want this wicked, wicked thing. This was sent to us by, yes, you guessed it, Dave of OG Blade Reviews, and it is so sharp and so nasty. It's got that S curve. It has already bitten me, but that was when I first got it in here to give away, and I was fooling around with it like I tend to do with karambits, and well, it's sharp. Let me put it that way. So all you got to do is put #knife in the comments over the next hour. We'll be giving this away around 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll see who gets this. And I will mail this to you, but it will be coming to you next week. I won't be able to mail it until Tuesday next week because on the morrow I take off. So if you're patient, you'll get your knife. Marco, how you doing, sir? Evening, Bob, Jim and Junkies, he says. Good evening to you, sir. Always the first one here. OG Blade Reviews, good to have you here. Bob, get a custom Terzuola. Yes, I would love one. Actually, I'm thinking of getting the Fox Terzuola. And if you see my custom Chris there, please snag it. Aside from that, have loads of fun, which I'm sure you will. Thank you, Dave. I can't wait. One of these years, I wanna hang out with you there. I know. Wait, custom Chris. Tell me about that. I'm forgetting exactly what that is. I think you may have told me. But anyway, I want to see you there one of these years, Dave. I think we would have a blast. Carino1, nice to have you here, sir. Good evening, Jim, Bob, and fellow junkies. Bob, I'm very confident that you will be showing tremendous restraint and only acquiring after significant consideration. Hope it is a great time. Thank you so much. Significant consideration indeed. I just found out, Groundfog, nice to have you here, sir. I just found out that the knife I was expecting to get while I was there, a custom that's been in the works, is just not quite ready, and the maker doesn't want to rush it. And he called me and said, I would prefer that you not rush it as well. So I will not, most likely will not be receiving my incredibly kick-ass custom knife that's in the works. But I will find a port in the storm. I have other stuff to get. My youngest daughter wants a dagger. My older daughter wants a double-edged out the front, larger one. And I got to figure out something for my wife. I'm getting a culinary knife for my sister. So within all of that, I'll get myself something. Craig Vincent, nice to have you here, sir. Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, sir. I do have to get some sort of a sweet folder while I'm there. That's for sure. Even though I'm very fixed blade minded right now, I do want to get a sweet folder like last year. I got this. I love this thing. So awesome. Have a knife day. I think he's already there. I'm looking to get a fixed blade and a folder or two. Maybe a case will catch my eye, or maybe a Microtech. That's funny you should say that, sir. I was just thinking of Microtechs. I might get a Microtech while I'm there and out the front. This one ended up in my pocket just a few minutes ago because that's what I was thinking. Dave, I'm sorry. Have a Knife Day says, I actually have a room at the venue. How cool is that? And had a great time hanging out with the community in the pit. Awesome, man. That sounds, I can't wait to be there. I will definitely be at the pit tomorrow night. Doug Bowl, nice to have you here, Doug. Hi, Bob, Jim, and all. Doug, as always, sir, what a pleasure. I got a bunch of the cool stuff you've given me all around me right now. Chief among them, this Blackthorn walking stick. If I could bring this with me to Blade Show, I would. James Hart, nice to have you here, James. Good evening, all, he says. Well, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're doing well this fine evening. Angelo, good to have you with us. Angelo says that. It says hi. I love the name Angelo. I think it's cool. Gino, Angelo, Anthony. I love all the Italian names. El Cap Addict. Good to have you here, El Cap. Hi, Bob, Jim, and everyone. I think you should get a Mangana Steel Aurelia. I would love that knife. That would be a great, awesome, awesome. That would be a great titanium frame lock pickup. I want to get a titanium frame lock. I've been kind of out of that mode for a while, but I love the Aurelia, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I don't know if they'll be there though. I don't remember what he said when he was on the show. And maybe a Cold Steel FM1 if you don't have one. I do not. Have a good time at Blade. Thanks, El Cap. I appreciate it. I have been thinking about Cold Steel. It seems like when I go to Blade Show, I don't go for brands that I can somewhat easily get from the comfort of my own home on the internet. I usually tend to end up buying more, much more like kind of custom-y stuff. But this year, I'm thinking Microtech. I have been thinking Cold Steel as well. James says, I've come to the point in my life that if a knife does not catch my eye and really speaks to me, like say a Kukri, which I know you have many of, I will pass. I've kind of gotten there too. And it's more like now, like I went through this super acquisitive stage. I have so many knives, and now it's just like, how many more knives can I get? And I'm like, I'm gonna, I plan on living a long life, and so I gotta like temper myself a little bit. And I think I see myself moving further and further into the fixed blade custom realm anyway. James says, but I would still enjoy going to a knife show. Oh man, if it's not Blade Show, James, go to any local knife show. You will be in your element. Joseph S., nice to have you here, Joseph. Good evening, he says. Peace to you, sir. Always a pleasure. Terminator Joe, also a pleasure with that creepy mask. Good evening. Have some mushroom tea and feeling fine. Is that like the good kind of mushroom tea, or is it like the mushroom coffee I drink every morning? Hopefully it's the former, but the latter is good too. Greg Vanderlip Dam, how you doing, sir? Smash that like button, he says. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, please smash the like button. If you're here, it doesn't cost you anything, and it's right down below. It's so easy. It's kind of like not using your blinker. It's like, it's just right there. Adrian Fighter 35, nice to have you here, sir. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Hey, Adrian, I know your wife sometimes watches this show, and so probably likes knives. What have you gotten her? Let me know. I want to find out from everyone here who has gotten their wife something recently or anytime, knife that they've liked. I'm curious because my wife said, ask the group, see what they say. So that's what I'm doing. James Hart says, I have two swords that are 1065 with a manganese content. Do they sharpen up nicely? I think I have this. Oh, I'm thinking of molybdenum, which I can't say. Molybdenum. Terminator Joe says, so you're saying manganese sharpens up. I'm assuming manganese and not manganese. Oh, it's probably a joke. I'm sorry, I'm being dense. Yeah, manganese content. All right, I'm being dense. All right, got it. Terminator Joe says, get your wife something long and light on weight. Yes. Yeah, the only thing is she's got these tiny pockets and she's got small hands. And when she runs, this is definitely for running. So I don't know about the long part, but definitely the light on weight. Greg says, can we get some prayers and good wishes for Bluminati Ninja and family? Sure, what's happening? I'm not sure. I don't know who that is, but I will definitely say a prayer for them. What happened? Yeah. Let me know what happened. I'm behind the times. Homie Omi, nice to have you here, homie. Get that one knife that does it all. Which one is that? That's why I have a collection of a million of them. Chad Koladetchek. Sorry about that. Chad, get a T-Kel. Oh, I am getting a T-Kel. I think I'm gonna have my hands on the T-Kel. Here, well, this is basically the combination. If you look here at the knife cam, I will be getting one of those little BD or PD1s that he makes, and it's going to have a wrapped handle by Knives by Nuge. They only made a few of them, but I think I may have successfully reserved one. we'll see. I know in the heat of the moment things get sold out, and but hopefully I can get my hands on that. I am looking forward to it, and I want to get a 007. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Oh God. Oh, this one. Okay, OG Blades. I had a custom Terzuola Chris from the early 90s, sold it very regrettably. Yes, okay, I remember that you sold a Terzuola. I forgot that it was a custom Chris. Oof, that's kind of makes it double painful. Get her a trench knife. You know, Terminator, she was saying something like a pick, something that no one expects me to have. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a and that sort of reminds me, it's sort of that just down and dirty, like a trench knife. A pick. If Fred Perrin is there, he sells a lot of cool little pointy things. Nah, get her a trench sword. Yes. And she could strap it to her back. Lone Star Dowboy, good to have you here, Lone Star. Knife Center's website does not allow access anymore from non-US IP addresses. Really? Not even access, huh? That sucks. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, obviously there are other places to check. Hopefully those are accessible. And also, don't forget about sites like Chicago Knife Works and Midway. They have a lot of knives too. Well, obviously Chicago Knife Works does. Ed, what's up, man? Good to have you here, Ed. Wow, Dowboy, I don't like the sound of that. We should all be able to access almost everything on the internet. I mean, there's no reason. Are you sure it's not your country that blocks it and not Knife Center? Who knows? Split and Slices. Good to have you here, Byron. Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Thursday Night Knives. Have fun at Blade Show 2025. Thank you, sir. That is the plan. Spent my knife budget 2 weeks ago for the Concept Bison. Oh, maybe I'll get one of those. Since I'm talking about titanium frame lock, and I'm talking about something cool. I love that. Dave did a great video on that. And if you're wondering what that is, that's the 4.25 inch Bowie bladed Concept that looks different from most Ray Laconico. I guess it still has the essential DNA, but it doesn't have the same look as most of his knives, but it's still, it's so beautiful and big and gnarly too. Alex Kerber, where do you get a nice kukri? Well, Alex, I'd say Kukri House, right? Okay, I need people to chime in, especially James, but there's a place in Nepal that you can, it's called Kukri House, right? Kukri House, Khi. But look up Kukri House. It's also where they make all sorts of really awesome kukris from what I've heard, but they also make Donnie B. All Day's designs. So a bunch of other kind of more Western style knives they sell there now. But yeah, if you want an authentic Nepalese kukri, I would say Kukri House, which also goes by Khi, I believe. But please, kukri lovers out there, James, chime in. It's been a hot minute since I bought a kukri. Ooh, maybe I should buy a kukri. Oh my gosh, have you seen the knives that Jason Knight has recently been forging? Holy mackerel! El Cap, Sharif Manganas will be at Blade Show with Aurelia. Is awesome. I think he has a table this year. Oh, cool. He was such a nice guy. I really liked meeting him and talking with him on the show. So yeah. Oh, I can't wait to meet him. I'm gonna be meeting lots of people that I just interviewed this past year. I love that part of Blade Show. Northern Knives, nice to have you here, Mike. Hello, Jim, Bob, and Junkies. How's everyone this Thursday Night Knives? I'm doing great. I'm all pumped. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Honest to goodness, the only thing I'm nervous about, I'm not nervous, but there's only one thing that gives me cause for nerves, and that is flying these days. Which is generally an unpleasant experience anyway, except for the takeoff and the landing. But this year, for some reason, the takeoff and landing are also scary. So I don't know. I guess everything I've been reading about the industry. Fred Ferbemeyer, nice to have you here, Fred. Evening, Bob. Well, good evening to you, sir. But don't worry, those nerves will melt away as soon as I doze off, because I fall asleep like that on an airplane. and I'll wake up and I'll be in the land of knives. Yes. Ed, I've only been to Blade, Texas, and can only imagine what Atlanta is like. Ed, that's funny you should say that. I can only imagine what Atlanta is like also, because when I go down there, I never see Atlanta, except the one time I drove down there and had to drive through Atlanta. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, Atlanta is huge. The Blade Show is huge. Now, I don't know how it compares to Texas. I think Texas is a little bit smaller, but oh my God, it's awesome. 2 rooms. One is a giant room. The other one is a very large room. And just great stuff everywhere you look. Everything from Hero Sticks, nice to have you here, sir. Hey, everyone. Evening and cheers, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Favorite part of my Thursday. Thank you, sir. Me too. But everything from classic knife makers that you've kind of known of all your life to brand new up and comers at smaller tables, all the standby big companies, and then you have these guys over on this side who just have just all these cases full of like oh, there's a guy who sells all the GECs, and there's a guy who sells a bunch of Randalls, and there's a guy who sells a bunch of old knot, just guys selling their giant collections. It's so fun. It's so cool. Ira Hayes, nice to have you here, Ira. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and everybody. I think you should get a double-edged blade. Capital idea, sir. I'm convinced. You've convinced me. I'm going to do it. 2 blades for the price of 1. Exactly. It's a no-brainer. He's an economist. I like this. The more you blade, the more you save. That's good. He's an economist and a marketer. I like that. Yeah, I got some double edgers out here. But 2 years ago, I wanted to get a push dagger. So I got this beautiful push dagger from Stroop Knives, Chris Stroop et al. Vanderlip, Greg says, got wife, the Civivi Praxis in Damascus in purple G10. Ooh, beautiful. That sounds awesome. Greg, you got to let me know what's up with the gentleman you wanted us to say prayers for. Paul Mills, Bob DeMarco. Nice to have you here, man. Always good to see the Bob DeMarco. Doug Bowl says, Bob, if they have other things than knives, maybe buy your wife a high lumen, smaller version flashlight for night carry self-defense. That's a good one. Yes, indeed. Well, she certainly does not go running at night, but you can still blind a sucker in the day. So, Greg, I'm sorry, Doug, that's great advice. I need to get her one anyway. Also, I will remember the other thing I want to say. But Greg says, looks like tornado damage to the house might not be livable anymore. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Holy mackerel. What a nightmare. All right, say your prayers for that gentleman. I'm sorry, you said something ninja. We'll pull it up again. Eric Flat, nice to have you here, Eric. Got my missus the Victorinox Swiss card. Can easily go in a bag or purse. That sounds good, Eric. Swiss card. I know what you're talking about. Something I want to get myself is a sap, a leather sap, on the back of the head sap. It's like a lobe-shaped piece of leather on both sides, sandwiching a ball of lead with a little spring going down the base of it. I really want a sap. Okay. Yama Wizard. Good to have you here, Yama. Cold Steel Swift 3 in CPM M4 steel. That sounds awesome. Assisted opening, shark lock, or whatever they call it. It's sweet. Yes, I've seen that Swift 3. That is sweet. I liked the other Swifts too. I never had them, but I liked the way they looked. Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking out Cold Steel. Homie Omi says, I have like 20 fixed blades. I know that doesn't mean much here, but it's my first flat grind TRC. This is freedom. It's awesome. TRCs. Those are cool. 20 fixed blades is a totally solid and respectable collection, my man. And it's not quantity, it's quality. And it's not even quality like how much it costs. It's like, what's your emotional attachment to it? How well do you use it? And how trusty is it? So, I mean, 20, Now, this is going to sound disingenuous, but sometimes I kind of wish I had 20 also, so I could focus on them more instead of just. And I'm not saying I want to go down to 20, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Strings says, "What's up, brother? Strings, nice to have you here, man. Excited for another Thursday Night Knives." Well, I am too. Thank you. I think you should pick up a Rockstead. You wouldn't regret it. Woo, that's a little rich for my blood. A Rockstead. I mean, I I I know I will spend what a Rockstead costs, but I will also walk away with more knives. But yeah, I'm very, very curious about the old Rocksteads. They are beautiful, and I've just heard that they are the most amazing. And you're one of those guys who said that. Adrian Fighter 35 says, "Man, we watch Thursday Night Knives every single Thursday. Thank you. I am honored that you choose to spend your time here. That's awesome. I'm planning on getting her a cold steel chef's knife. Her choice, not mine." LOL. Oh, cool. Well, she's got fine taste. She's going for cold steel. But I know, Adrian, that some of that's got to be your influence, because I know you, like myself, have a particular affinity for the cold steels. Carino1 says, "Bob, would your bride be interested in one of the newish Boker sleeve daggers? Those are cool. That's a great idea." We featured that on the midweek supplemental a couple of weeks ago. It's based on the old SOE, Special Operations Executive, sleeve daggers from World War II. Very cool. It's like it's a triangular blade in cross section, and then it terminates with a cylindrical knurled handle with a little mushroom cap for the back. So no matter how you hold it, bang, you're good to go. That's a good idea. I gotta start writing these down. James Hart says, "Kukri House Thamel." Oh, let's see. Sorry, this is, and the cold steel and the Victorinox. Okay, sorry about that. Don't mean to be antisocial there. James Hart says, "Kukri House Thamel, very good company in Kathmandu, Nepal." Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. All right. So I hope you got that, and that you wrote this down. Jacob Vargas, nice to have you here, sir. That is such a cool picture of that samurai. Lex Rex custom made some nice kukri. Oh, I saw that. Some nice kukris for Blade Show. Now, it's funny you mentioned this, Jacob. I am going to write his name down, because Lex Rex is someone I was totally unfamiliar with until the other day, and a video of him prepping these very same kukris for Blade Show came into my feed, and I was like, "Who's this guy? He obviously looks talented. These are sweet looking knives." So yeah, thank you for that, because I'd like to invite him onto the show. He also seems like a very media savvy guy, so sounds like a good interview. Sean Clark, nice to have you here, Sean. "Hey, Bob and Junkies, get yourself a custom Bowie knife." All right, I'm going to spill the beans. You probably already figured this out. The custom knife I was going to be receiving is a custom Bowie knife, but the maker, a good buddy of mine, and you won't be surprised by the name, is having, I don't want to say difficulty, but there's some challenges in what I asked for, and he wants it to be just right, and he doesn't want to rush it for Blade Show. I've seen the blade. Ooh, it's beautiful. But Sean, I got one of those coming in the offing. So I will be looking elsewhere. I'll be looking at Saps, maybe that Manganas, pardon me, some other fixed blades. And also, I've been saving up. Unlike other years where I'm like, "Oh, Blade Show's right around the corner, I'm broke." This year, I've been saving up. So yeah, we'll see what I come back with. Victor Blades, nice to have you here, sir. "Hey, Bob and fellow Junksters. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey, Paisan, have a good Blade Show. Go crazy." That's just what I was talking about, Victor. I just might go crazy this year. No, I shouldn't say that. I will be totally responsible. And I've got a lot of knives here that need my love and attention. So I don't want to, don't want to spread it too thin, but Yama Wizard says Kalish blades and Tora blades are also great kukri houses. Oh, Kalish. Yes, I follow them on Instagram. Very, very cool stuff from Kalish. they do a lot of things that are kukri adjacent too, like long kukris with guards, other kind of Indian and Nepalese swords and knives. Very cool. Kalish is. Hope that's hope that's sounding good. Pulling my shirt down. Ron Crow, nice to have you here, Ron. Crow's Blades and Woodwork. Always a pleasure, Ron, from my neck of the woods. Craig Vincent, get her a cold steel Chinese war sword machete. Yes, indeed. And a cold steel all-terrain chopper. I love that all-terrain chopper. And I'm a sucker for a Chinese war sword with the big loop at the end. We got Jack here, Shed Knives. Good to have you here, man. Oh, what? Good evening. Won't be a Blade show this year, but have a fantastic time. Enjoy. You won't? I'm sorry to hear that, but hope all is well. And we will miss you there. You had a great big booth last year and the year before, I believe, the last 2 years. And it was cool. It was also cool meeting your dad and just seeing you work in the room. Well, next year, hopefully. Matthew, nice to have you here, Matthew. Good evening, Mr. D and all junkies. Good evening to you, Matthew. Thanks for coming. TKL, 100%. Yep. Here, I have this one out. I love this TKL knife. And I got to say, I love this special edition. It means a lot to me. You've got the Gadsden snake and the Don't Tread on Me, and you have the We the People on this side, and the special customized Burl G10 here in red, white, and blue. But I got to say, I also wish I had a more pedestrian version of this that I wouldn't be afraid to carry around and use and stuff. Not that I'm afraid to carry this around and use it. I just don't want to. It's too special. And I really love this model, this Frogman Tactical Collaboration. It's on the handle of the Mercenary, and it's got this wicked Bowie blade. I love this thing. So cool. Great sheath, too. Great sheath. Sorry, Jim, I missed that last comment. Oh, Lone Star says, I come to you from the future. Oh, all right. It is now Friday, sun up in Izmir, Turkey. How cool. We had a 6.2 earthquake 3 days ago. I heard about that. Oh, God bless you, sir. I hope you're doing well. I hope it didn't affect you where you are in Izmir. Turkey is one of those places I've always wanted to go. Originally, I wanted to go to see the Hagia Sophia, and then I wanted to go to see the historical site of Troy. And then my mother-in-law went and just absolutely loved it and lived it up. So there are many reasons I want to go to Turkey. What a beautiful place. So it's really nice to have you joining us from the future, sir. Doug Bowles says, Bob, when I was a law enforcement officer assigned to our airport, I loved watching the aircraft, but will never fly. Nope. Oof. Yep. I always used to say, too many people responsible for keeping this tube in the air. Yeah. And maintaining it. But I'm not going to talk about that now. My flight is imminent. I need to change my mindset. But thanks, Doug. I'll be thinking of you as I get on the plane. Doug would never do this. Oh, shit. Scott N, nice to have you here, Scott. Hello, all. Happy Blade Show. Hello, all. Happy Blade Show Eve. Thank you. Happy Blade Show Eve to you, good sir. James says, if anyone needs the URL for Kukri House, let me know. Cool. Well, thanks, James. Yeah, I have a couple of Nepalese kukri, but I think they're all tourist pieces. Only the one my parents got me in the early 80s when they went to Nepal is sharp, but it's a little bit smaller. It's like a girl's kukri. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a little bit smaller. And actually my hand doesn't quite fit on it. So they got it for me at the size I was in the 80s. They got my brother a bigger one. I was like, oh yeah, got a bigger one. He's bigger. Jacob Vargas says, Winkler Shadow Strike is going to be very nice. I agree, Jacob. I saw that video with Daniel Winkler and one of his associates talking about it, basically announcing it. It looks cool. And it's being featured in some book, some James Reese-like book, or car-style book. Also looks ripe for a double edge. It's got that long swedge up the back. Oh, that would be nice. Hero Sticks. Got my ex-wife a Wingard Wearables dick pic for a few years ago. No regrets, but the knife purchase about the knife purchase, and that is a great idea. Actually, that's a great idea. A mini dick pic would probably be ideal. I'm going to leave mine out just to remind myself. Good call. And I just saw that Zach has his Wingard Wearables booth all set up with that giant Empress Tomahawk. It looks great. It looked great last year. I can't wait to see him. He's such a cool and interesting guy. Smart as the day is long. An American Father. Nice to have you here, American Father. Good Thursday evening, fiends. Good evening to you, sir. Dave says, Bob, get her the Reich Golden Cicada. That is a cool one. She can wear it as a pendant or use the M390 dagger blade in a pinch, which is fully hidden in the closed position. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea just for a gift. Well, we just had our anniversary, but Christmas is, well, it's not coming up. What's coming up? Father's Day and my birthday. So, but thank you. I definitely like that idea, especially if you can wear it as a pendant, because I know it has a little, is it light? Would it be uncomfortable around the neck? Let me know. Doug Bull says, Bob, if you get a sap, make sure it is heavy or even double stitched, or it might split if you practice with it. Doug, something gives me the inkling that you have experience with a sap. As a former law enforcement officer, that seems like it would be a great tool for a law enforcement officer, especially if you have one of those like little small pockets on your leg and just pull it out and whoosh. But that's good. That's good thinking. I will make sure I'll check the stitching and make sure that it's good and stout. Because yeah, that would suck to get something nice and then start using it and find out that it's actually just looks cool and is fun to kind of play with, but in a pinch, it's not doing you right. Have a Knife Day says, unfortunately, I have been up since 3 a.m. to get to Blade Show, and I am up early tomorrow morning to get into the line. See you tomorrow and have a knife night. Oh, my man. I'm not envy. That's not the right. I'm a little bit jealous of you right now being there, but I can't wait to see you and your lovely wife this weekend. Have a knife night, sir, and see you in the morning, or see you in the afternoon tomorrow. Will B, nice to have you here, Will. Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Will, it's always great to see you. You look so much like a martial arts teacher I used to have. Terminator Joe, excuse me. A Cold Steel Recon XL for the wife would be a nice gift. I already have 2 of them in the house. So if she ever needed it, she could borrow it. I have the old school ones, but I love that they came back out with the Bowie version. And I love that they came out with the Bowie version in XHP steel. How awesome is that? Lone Star says, of course, there will be a gang of Balistong flippers acrobatically flipping around without lethal or even martial arts applications. Yes. Okay. So Lone Star, believe it or not, I tend to be a little, try to keep it internal, but I can be judgmental, I guess, like the rest of us. And I remember first seeing them being like, ugh. And then I was like, wait a second, Bob, what were you doing when you were that age and you had that haircut? You were kicking around a hacky sack and probably worse. So I'm like, at least these kids are walking around with knives. But yeah, they have learned over the years, I think, sort of unofficially have been told that there are certain spots where they can do all that stuff, like buy all the Balistong sales booths. And then also at the pit, there's an area where they always hang out. That's kind of like an alcove, a big alcove. Because I've heard in previous years before I started going, like 5-6 years ago, that there were a few accidents. Not that it's funny, but yeah, Bally flippers. Those Bally songs are cool. What can I say? King of Knives, nice to have you here, sir. Sadly, I'll have to miss another Blade show. Only made it to only one yet. Well, King, I know that sucks, and maybe next year. But it's nice that you've been there once and you know what it was like, that you've had the experience, because it's such a cool experience, and the vibe is so warm. I love that too. Like I'm not big on crowds, period, but it's such a warm vibe. I can totally handle that crowd. I like that crowd. Bobby Rains, nice to have you here, Bobby. Oh my gosh. When I recover from my current custom Bowie order, I know I am definitely getting a Rainmaker. Someone just got one from you and they've been posting it a lot and I can't remember their name, but man alive, I love that knife. Anyway, nice to have you here, sir. Evening, everyone. Hope to see you around tomorrow, Bob. Oh, me too. Oh, I will see you. I will see you. Can't wait to shake your hand and check out your knives. Oh man, I can't wait. I wish I had an earlier ticket. I was lamenting to Jim that I'm going later in the afternoon because when I bought my tickets in April, it's like, no, I'm only flying direct, and you know, I don't want to pay a lot of money, and so it's 2:30. I'm leaving, so I'll get there with a few minutes to spare. But then I'll spend all day Saturday, all day Sunday soaking it up. Sean Clark, I just got my TKL Ops Hawk. Nice. Last week, loved the blade shape. Yeah, that's the Tonto, right? The Ops Hawk. Tonto on the same handle as this, I believe, the mercenary handle. Terminator Joe says, I got a Scourge Kukri and a large cleaver from Kalish. Oh, the Scourge. Okay, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. That's long. It's like a bigger one. It's almost like a short sword. Is that right, Terminator Joe? But that sounds awesome. You sound like you have a great collection. Jacob Vargas, really like to see what Mike Jarvis is going to have at Blade Show Atlanta. He's going to have, and we're talking about auxiliary manufacturing. I know he's going to have, among other customs, he's going to have his production runs of the Pocket Bowie, and he's got a new flipper version of the Pocket Bowie. Looks so cool. I've only seen it closed. I haven't seen it open, but it looks beautiful. The same coffin-shaped handle and all that. So, yeah. So if you're there, anyone who's here listening right now or watching, if you're there and you see me, remember, I only know your names and your personalities through your comments. I won't be able to recognize you. So if you see me, come on and introduce yourself. I'd love to meet you. Cat Scratch. Nice to have you here, Cat Scratch. Oh, I'll recognize you. You're so cute. Hello, everybody, says Cat. I love my cat, little Luna. She's so cool. She and I, thick as thieves. Double D. Nice to have you here, Double D. Howdy, all. Well, howdy to you. Good to have you. I call my wife that sometimes. Jacob Vargas says, very beautiful TKL limited there, sir. Oh, thank you, Jacob. Thank you. It is definitely a pride of ownership piece for sure. Jesse says, evening all. Evening to you, Jesse. Since we're talking about pride of ownership, I just glanced over at this. I would love to get another Jed Hornbeak knife. This is probably my favorite one I've ever seen him make. He also makes a very cool Bowie. But I hope Jed is there. I look forward to seeing him and his awesome knives. This thing is so cool. Double-edged. Ouchie EDC. I don't know. I'm a sucker. That makes me laugh every time. Howdy, he says. Well, howdy to you, good sir. You've got a zero ground swedge, so a very sharp swedge, and an awesome kind of Tonto-esque hollow ground blade. I love this thing. One of the most comfortable knives in hand, bar none. Like, seriously, really comfortable. It's like you have that pair of boots where your feet feel better for having them on. Well, it's like my hand feels better for having this in it. Craig Vincent says, Bob, I was on ACK last night. Arizona Custom Knives. Sorry, I knew it. I had a Bagwell Bowie in my cart till I started sweating exactly 22 seconds later. Then I recovered, lowered the bar, and then just visually ogled some Randalls and Winklers. Oh, yeah. You can find on Arizona Custom Knives, I mean, I've looked a lot recently because I just wanted visual cues from that knife, but I saw that they have a lot of Ontarios. not a lot, but I mean, you can find Ontario bagwells, which are apparently very, very, very well made. You can find them on Arizona Custom Knives. I love Arizona Custom Knives, period. And I know that at the end of Blade Show, they go around to a lot of different people and buy up knives that didn't sell. And I think that's so cool because they have such a huge selection, Arizona Custom Knives. It's not all customs, but I'd say that's mostly their bread and butter. But so cool. I love that website. I just go there and just peruse. Dream, if you will. Jerry C., nice to have you here, Jerry. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. We are indeed doing well, sir. Hope you're doing well, too. Angry Tom's hat next door. Good evening, Bob and the Junkies. Hope all is well. Thank you, Angry Tom. It's nice to have you and see you in the comments, sir. Dave says, saps are nice. Have 2 from Boston Leather. Okay. However, blackjack handles are more like a short baton. So blackjacks are the rounded ones, right? And then they have like a larger rounded cylindrical, like a lozenge or like a capsule up front. And then so blackjack and a sap. I think I want a sap. I mean, if I'm going to make that, or not make that distinction, but if I'm going to consider both, I like the idea of both. But the thing I like about the sap is that they're somewhat flat. But we'll see. I don't know. It's all a fantasy until I have them in hand. Ed says, Rick Hinderer has said this will be his 38th straight Blade Show. That's crazy. That is crazy. Have you seen the new automatic from them? Not my favorite. It's in the Eclipse line, I guess. It looks like an Eclipse. But I like. Well, I just want the Project X. That's the only hinderer I'm like pining for, the Project X. Doug Bull says those small pockets were called sap pockets, really, but also carried duty flashlights. That's funny because that's what I sort of intuitively thought they were there for, because it's just kind of right where your hand hangs. You just always kind of have it right easy at hand. Ira Hayes says it's amazing how well a 10-inch long coffin-shaped sack from Hobo Tactical with one of their brass worry stones or a Turner CNC coin inside works as a sap. 10-inch long coffin-shaped sack. Okay, I have seen those from Hobo Tactical. Yeah. And I've seen also ones that aren't even shaped like that. They look like little change purses. But yeah, they're a change purse of a different sort. Yeah, you could put this little Terzawola Tactical coin in there and you could do some damage with that. Let's see. Jacob Vargas says, looking forward to you and a TKEL collab. Ooh, yes. Okay, speaking of TKEL collabs, I don't have one out here, but the Agent 001 is almost done. I'm not sure if they're going to have them at Blade Show, but the second run of those, and they're going to be. I mean, I love my Agent 001s. I have 2 of them. And I'm definitely going to get a new one from this batch because of the refinements on the construction. And I'm very excited about that. But also the fighter that we have in the works, I know that's been on the back burner for a little while in preparation for Blade. So that definitely won't be there. But hopefully in the coming year, that will happen. Dwayne Letterman, nice to have you here, Dwayne. Evening, Bob and Jim. Well, it's good to have you here, Dwayne. I'm going to put this sucker away. Angry Tom's hat next door. Rosecraft has come out with some fixed blades. Oh, anyone have them in hand yet? I have not even seen them. I look forward to checking those out. Mark Salva, been absent for a while. Mark, it's nice to have you here, man. Nice to see your name. Nice to be here tonight. Howdy all. Howdy to you, man. Always room for Mark Salva and all of you. It's nice. It's nice when I see a name from a while ago and you're back. That's awesome. David Nephilim Slayer, nice to have you here, David. After the Pinkerton show, I ordered a concept DP-Damascus, nice, on sale at Chicago Knife Works. My wife saw it, looked at it, and now I need another one. That's funny because my wife is co-opting my dash or my large dash, which was in my pocket today. I'll show you that in a minute. But But yeah, she loved it too. The Kiradashi. It's awesome. An American father gifted my wife a custom handmade hori hori for Mother's Day last year, and she carries it around the homestead with pride. What is a hori hori? I don't know what that is. Better write it down so I can remember to look it up. What is a hori hori? Burnt Toast. Nice to have you here, Burnt Toast. Evening, ladies and gents. And Blade Master Bob. I like it. Burnt Toast. Stop. I like that. Jacob Vargas. I just got the Carl Jr. I love the Carl and the Carl Jr. I know Dave has probably both, but at least one of those. What a great looking knife that is. I love that knife. Oh, maybe I'll get the past couple of shows I've gotten something from him. I know I'm going to get something from Dirk. It's inevitable. I love his custom made knives, so I'll get something from him. But who knows? Maybe a Carl Jr. is in my near future. Doug Bowl, Bob, excuse me. Bob unfortunately can't make the knife show, but will do my best to go next year. That would be awesome, Doug. I'd love to meet you in person. After all you've done for me and this channel, I appreciate it. Donald Fry. Nice to have you here, Donald. Evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. I'm sure junkies was what was there. Nice to have you here, Donald. Hero Stick says, if I was hitting Blade Show, I'd definitely aim to pick up. Ooh, yes. A Gunfighter Custom. He's doing some amazing work. You're right. He is doing amazing work. We had him on the show like shortly after Blade Show last year, and I'm not remembering the names now, but one of our usual contributors here on Thursday Night Knives has had a number of his designs made by Gunfighter Customs. Here's the thing. I gotta bone up on everybody's names. Now I can't remember that gentleman's name, but I just have to go through my notes. Adrian Fighter 35. Hey, Bob, picked up one of those hard to find Ozark trail knives. Oh, cool. Adrian, I assume you're talking about the one that's sort of emulates the Benchmade bug out. How'd you like it? How do you like it? Ghost Keeper, I will refrain from singing your name, though I love that song. Good evening. Can't put down the Kubi Velvet Snake. That sounds dirty. No, what is that? The Kubi Velvet Snake. Sounds cool. And that fish, man, I don't know what kind of fish it is, but looks big, looks gorgeous. Oh, we have a Sabe with us. Woodsman, nice to have you here, sir. Good evening, all. Good evening to you, man. William Hornbostel, nice to have you here, William. Howdy, all. Howdy to you. I see a little trash panda. Autumn Wind, nice to have you here, Autumn. Hello, Bob. Hello, all. I'll say hello back to you. I got to plug this. I'm getting behind. Tonight, we are giving this away to anyone who can tap #knife and put it in the comments. Type is what I meant to say, but tap still works. This is the Talon. This is a night morning design. Let me put it under the knife cam here. Beautiful D2 blade here. You got that gorgeous and incredibly wickedly sharp S-curved blade here. I will clean up the blade with alcohol. Don't worry. I see a little schmutz on the tip. Very, very, very sharp. Coming to us from OG Blade Reviews, Dave. All of the knives he sends here, and those are like a vast majority of the knives we give away here are given to us by Dave, and they always come absolutely razor sharp. I don't know if he's got a way of picking them out or if he just puts incredible edges. Yeah, I know he does. He puts incredible edges on all of his knives. This thing is incredibly sharp. Beautiful contoured G10 here, green and black with really nice kind of micro milling. So great texture. This one actually feels, usually on Karambit style knives or ring knives, I don't, if I'm holding them in a standard grip, I don't incorporate my pinky into the grip through the ring. But on this one, it feels really comfortable to put your pinky through the ring. Also, it fits great in hand. You can make a natural fist without having to change your fist, your grip to accommodate that ring. So really, really nice, really, really sharp, a gorgeous looking and unusual looking Karambit. This could be yours if you put #knife in the chat, in the comments below. or what have you in the chat. And then after the pocket check, sometime after the pocket check, we will get into it. Speaking of that, it's time now to get to a pocket check.
What's in his pocket? Let's find out. Here's the Knife Junkie with his pocket check of knives.
Today in the front right, I had a recent classic, the Zero Tolerance 0640, a design collaboration with the great Ernest Emerson. This is based on one of his earliest tactical designs when he went from making art folders to tactical knives. And I love this knife. This is probably, this is by far the most popular of the Emerson ZT collaborations. And it just fits the hand perfectly. It's great, sharp cutter, 20 CV blade steel. And it came with that split pea soup green carbon fiber, which the color didn't bother me, but that sort of basket weave pattern did. So I ended up getting these aftermarket scales. I love this knife. Also, like most Emerson designs, it's an incidental front flipper. So you just use that protruding tang and you can get this thing, maybe not with my left hand so well, but with my right hand, I can get it real easily. Just cut a piece of pita with that today. That's it. Fortunately, I did not get in any knife fights. Did not need it. Also in my pockets today, this was in the back right. This is the dash, the large dash from Dirk Pinkerton design. He designed it, and Concept Knives. Man, Concept is just killing it with their construction, the beauty of their materials and everything. So on this one, the dash, he made this bigger than I should have had the other one here to compare, but this is a little bit bigger than the original dash, and it has a pocket clip, something that was much requested, and a flipper, another thing that was much requested. The first one has a thumb plate that for me is a little hard to manipulate, but this flipper works great. And that was a user error there because left hand, it does fly out and snap open. Beautiful Kiradashi blade. If you're wondering what a Kiradashi is, it is a Japanese utility blade. So you've got a chisel front there, no edge down here, just some jimping to grip and a razor sharp front edge. Love this knife. All right, and next up, speaking of TKL knives, I had the 003. I think I may have put in my notes that it's the 004, but this is actually the 003. What an awesome knife. Tim just posted a video of the new batch of these where he did all the refining in terms of chamfering the jimping and just rounding everything off even more. And so, yeah, they've just upped their construction. Every time it's more improved. But this, God, I love this one with the denim micarta. I love the way it looks. It's a smart looker, and it's razor damn sharp. Of course, it's got that nickel boron coating and AEBL steel on the handle. That is basically a Night Stalker blade on the handle that Tim and I collaborated on for the 001. And man, what a great knife. This is a great knife. I love the swedge running up the top. Great sheath. And I love running their knives horizontally on the belt. All right, lastly, for emotional support, the beautiful Cold Steel Black Bear Classic. This one I got several months back. I was talking about it a lot. I got this from someone on eBay. This is an older one with the leather sheath that just is almost smelling like it wasn't in someone's mildewy basement for years. It's almost lost that smell, but man, I love this knife. I'm a huge fan of the Loveless sub-hilt style fighter like this. And I think that Cold Steel just did such a great job on this. And if having this you can still buy these new, except they come with the Kydex sheath, which I don't like with this knife. This is one of those knives that deserves leather. Anyway, if you're not into paying several $100 for one of these, they do make a version with the Craton handle, an AUS 8 blade steel called the OSS. That is also awesome. That is the top of our refrigerator knife. So if I'm having a late night snack and someone busts in, I can just grab that as I run for the pew pew. And I like having it there because there's a kitchen full of knives right behind me, but it's an obvious move to be going for the knives in the butcher block. It's not such an obvious move to reach on top of the fridge and pull out an OSS. So, yep, this is what I had in my bag. Of course, this was not on my person. If it could have been, it would have been, but it couldn't have been. Love this thing. It moves really beautifully. Such a great knife. And that double edge is on the back, super keen, super sharp. So you can do all sorts of back cutting kind of stuff. Love this knife. Also, it has an unused sharpening stone. All right, this is what I had on me today, or with me today. The Black Bear Classic. I had the TKL knives, Agent 003, a beautiful TKL knife, as they all are in my eye. The large dash, and then of course the Emerson the Emerson ZT0640. That was hard. Okay, what did you guys have on you? And don't forget also to put hashtag knife in the chat. Hashtag knife, so that I can send this to you next week when I get back from Blade Show. Clark Henry says, Tetco's EOTech collaboration flipper looks rather fetching, especially for that 140-ish price tag. Oh, I don't know. I definitely don't know what this is. So EOTech, that's a light brand, right? So this would be, All right, I'll have to check this out. Tetco. All right. Hero Stick says, also a Fisher Knives Beckwith. And I found a bag, and if I found a bag of money, I'd snag the Beckwith and the FS. So good. Well, I'll be showing you my FS shortly. William Hornbostel says, Bluminati and Twisted Sis just lost their house. Jeez. There is a PayPal for anyone who wants to help. God bless them. Bluminati. Oh, Bluminati Ninja, right? Is that? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure where they live. Obviously, I don't know where they live, but that's awful. Donald Fry says, good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. At a conference this week and can't go to Blade Show, and it's killing me. This better be is it a knife conference? I hope. No, I know it's not. But, well, do what you got to do, man. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and you come out of it stronger. And also you come out with a greater desire to go to Blade Show next year. Mike Link Music. Nice to have you here, Mike. Good evening, Bob. Good evening to you, sir. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Can you have a Monday Night Knives and a Tuesday Night Knives? Well, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Oh, Mike, thank you, man. That puts wind in my sails. I cannot, but you know, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about that. I know other guys do a lot of lives, and I don't. This is an awesome show, says Jacob Vargas. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. I really look forward to Thursdays. I love this show. This is one of my absolute favorite parts of doing this. Oh yeah, that Best Tech Taipan is pretty cool. That looks cool. With the radiating handle and that cool kind of clipped Warncliffe. But anyway, thank you for saying that about the show. I'm really glad you guys enjoy Thursday Night Knives. I was wondering, because I haven't been paying too much attention lately, I have to admit, who's got the great lives, the other great lives? We'll put it that way. And do they do them a lot? You know, that's the other thing. I'm just curious. James Hart says, yes, the Hori Hori is a Japanese gardening knife. Okay. Oh, nice. I have a Japanese gardening knife. It looks like a clip point, and the handle, Oh, where is that? I think it must be in the bottom drawer. The handle looks almost like an axe handle. It's got a very interesting handle, and but it's not built for digging. I've seen the ones that are built for digging. This is not that. Bob, my suggestion is to get a flat sap called Beaver Tails. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. But shy away from the rounded version. We could not carry them, referred to as skull crackers. Oof. Yeah, okay. So maybe the rounded ones are a little bit too aggro for the purpose. Which means I should get one also, but not carry it, but just to have. As a collector of fine weapons. El Cap says, I forgot, bless knives. Oh, yeah, should be at Blade with some Ripleys and Newts, if you like those, when he sent them to you. Yes, I did very much. I also look forward to meeting Donnie. How cool. Yeah. There are going to be a lot of people this year who, for whom it's their first year. I'm not sure if Donnie's one of them, but I think he is. And I'm excited. Craig Vincent, Hori Hori is a Japanese gardening knife. It has a concave trowel-like double-edged blade. Okay, so this is not the kind that I have. Often serrated on one side. I give them to all my neighbors who garden. How cool, Craig. What a nice gift. Soul 7, nice to have you here, Soul. Oh, good, so sharp, can only mess up only once. Yeah. I think you're talking about this. Hashtag knife, guys. We're going to do this drawing in like 10 minutes. I want to get a bead on how many people have already have already put hashtag knife in. What? Dave, great minds think alike. Okay, we got 78 watching. Only 55 have hashtag knife. So put in hashtag knife. It's a free knife. I send it to you for free. And you can give it away to a friend if it's not your bread and butter, or you can keep it for the apocalypse, because let's just face it, this is a pretty gnarly knife. And I shouldn't say the apocalypse, but you know what I mean, for troubled times. Today's carry, like the great genius he is, an Agent 003, just like me. See, that was a roundabout way of complimenting myself. No, great minds think alike. T-Kel Agent 003, Microtech Stitch Ramlock with Lex Custom titanium scales. So cool. Kunwu Django XL. Yikes, I love that knife. Beyond EDC G10 Night Horse. Very nice. And your emotional support knife, the Pinkerton Razorback. A great ESK. That was my ESK last week, I believe. Love that knife. Now, Dave's is a little different from mine. His has a broader blade, and he's got a run of jimping for the thumb up the first maybe third of the blade after the handle. So it looks more like a bayonet grind, and it's beautiful. I think he's going to have a couple of those at his table this year. I can't wait to see what he has at his table and to support him. I'm doing this to support Dirk. Yeah, that and quell my addictive tendencies. James Hart says, my standard 3 in my EDC bag: Swiss Army knife deluxe tinker. Awesome, I love the tinker. Deluxe. What makes it deluxe? I'm curious. The Gerber multi-tool, and my Cold Steel Voyager drop point 4-inch blade. What a great knife that is, too. The only Voyager with jimping. Why not put jimping on all of them? Which got a bit damp due to the fact that I was out in the rain. Were you riding your recumbent in the rain? A little alliteration, little late night alliteration. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door says, today I have my Spearpoint Hedgehog QSP abalone scales, end of my Finch 1929 abalone scales. I looked good today. Right on. I love the Finch 1929. I love that knife. Split and Slices says, Carry is a concept bison. Very nice. I love that thing. S35VN Blackwash tie blade, Lansky utility folder, and Rosecraft Blades Appalachian jack. Very nice. Very nice. Let me show you this. Todd Carr. Evening, everyone. Evening, Todd. Nice to have you here as usual. Let me show you a knife I just got, and it's awesome. Chris229, nice to have you here. Check this out. This is the new Fisher Blades FS. This is full size. That's what FS stands for. It's got a 4 1/4 Americanized Tonto blade with that beautiful Delica inspired thumb ramp and that arc top handle, which pushes the edge and the tip down a little bit, which deepens your cuts and puts a little more pressure into the thrust. Really, really nice knife, and pretty much just 1-to-1, except some slight differences. It's an enlarged version of the pocket version, the Beckwith Covert. Very, very cool knife. I really like this one. I love the Covert, but this one is just feels a little better in hand. It just gives you a little bit more room to spread out. Of course, it's a larger knife. You've got the same red and black, but this one has a little bit more jimping, some right here on this hump, and you got some right behind that quillion and some on this side of the quillion. And man, it's just great. The quillion is this little lobe coming off the pommel. Quillion is just one side of the guard, like that's a quillion. So really, really nice knife. I'm very happy to have this. This was sent to me by the Fisher brothers, and I appreciate that. I do indeed. Comes with a great sheath, and this one comes with these Molly loops, but it also comes with a DCC clip and a couple of soft loops in the waistband, soft loops, if that's your druthers, and then also a length of paracord if you want to just slip it in the waistband. I have not gotten around to taking this off. I've only had this knife, well, one day. So I'm going to fix this up to my liking. Also, and by that I mean probably the DCC clip will go on here. Also, that screw right there allows you to tighten the retention of the sheath. They do that on the pocket version of this knife, and I like it. It's a nice touch. And sometimes you don't want it to come out so easily. Other times you don't want it to get hung up and stuck in the sheath because you need to bring it out and use it. Now, this, of course, is based on their everyday carry defensive blade, everyday defensive blade. This is just something that is a little bit bigger, so maybe not quite an EDC. Maybe this is more of your, what do you call it? Like your gear. What do they call them? Load bearing equipment, I guess. LBE, or on your belt. Not as covert, obviously. But very nice knife. I really, really dig this. I'm a sucker for an American Tonto, let's face it. But I also like the way the handle on this feels. So very nice knife. A couple more I'm going to show off from Apoch. But before I do, I'm going to remind you, hashtag knife. Hashtag knife. And this could be yours. I'll just put it in the mail. Send it right to you right after you send me your address. Strings says, the guy looking for a kukri earlier also can't go wrong with the Cold Steel Gurkha Kukri Plus. Well, that's for sure. I mean, I would imagine, well, the Plus has the little guard sticking off. That is an awesome one. I don't own that one. I own the Chaos Kukri, but that one is sweet too. You know, Cold Steel, you know, I feel very highly about. I especially Anyway, yes, I love them, and I think you're probably right. But I think that gent was looking for something authentic. But if not, yeah, go for the Cold Steel. That thing will last you. It'll last you. Adrian Fighter 35 says today's carry was the Cold Steel Voyager Tonto Plain Edge that I broke the tip off of last night while throwing it. All right, man. God, how do you break off the tip of a Cold Steel Voyager Tonto? Yeah, it must have dropped on the ground, tipped down, just like the way I would have done it. Jacob Vargas says, TKL 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I love TKL knives. And Tim's a great dude. Sword XXXY, good day, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Sorry I'm late. Sword? No sorry. No sorry here. I'm just glad you're with us. Michael Forstner. Good to have you here, Forstner, or Michael. Am I late? Yeah, you're late, but you're not too late to win this awesome Two Sun Talon Karambit. Hashtag knife. That's all you have to do. Hashtag knife in the comments /chat. We're going to give this away in 4.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Right at 4.5 minutes. Very nice grip, says Jacob Vargas. Yeah, I think you're talking about the FS Beckwith. By the way, the texture on this G10 is exquisite. Very grippy. Very nice. Angry Tom says, today I have my QSP Hedgehog abalone scales with the TPK gray slip, TPK, traditional pocket knives, gray slip, and my Finch. Okay, this one, yes, 1929 with abalone. Looked good today. Sharp, Angry Tom, you're sharp. Emotional support, yeah, yes. Don't we all like this? I was carrying today for emotional support. This was my ESK today, my emotional support knife. I wasn't using it. It was just there, you know, in case. So yes, I'm sure we all have ESKs. We might not carry them every day. For a long time, my ESKs were fidgety flippers because that would just bring me emotional support if I was having a tough day. Just flip. But lately, big knives I don't get to carry on the regular have been my ESKs. So, yeah, that's the concept. Dion, nice to have you here, Dion Page. Hello, King Junkie, Jim, and all you junkies. Dion, it's always a pleasure, sir. 5-door, also a pleasure with your. I always think that's a Citroen logo there. Anyway, greetings, or badge, I should say. Greeting, Bob, Jim, and junkies. SNG and GEC 38 today. Very nice. God, I love your collection also, 5-door. Just you know, following you on Instagram, you always have nice stuff, and also good taste in music. I think you and I are probably contemporaries, or if we're not, you like music from my day. Adrian Fighter 35 says, as soon as you brought out the Black Bear Classic, I grabbed my OSS. Right on. I love the OSS. Razor sharp is that knife. That Black Bear is totally badass. I've got the OSS, but not the Bear as of yet. Jerry, I would recommend looking around, seeing if you can get it with the leather sheath. It is worth the look. I found a number of them on eBay, and then this one was for a really good price. And then after I got this for a really good price, I kept looking just because it would pop up. And I saw some others that were like decently priced with the leather sheath. You know, this is one of those knives. You don't need a 3V version of that knife because it's not like you're going to be using it to baton wood. Jacob Vargas says, TKL and Bob DeMarco fighter will be the one. Ah, Jacob, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I love that one. I was just, I have the 3D printed prototype. Looks so cool. Feels so good in hand. I just got something in my eye. I'm not crying. I swear. Hero Stick says, Brian Brown Jaeger M V2. I think that's the one that you loaned me. And a Picaroon Tools little fixie called the Jacktar. We're in the pockets today. Hero Sticks also has a great collection, a lot of which he has shared with me over the years, sending me care package boxes for me to check out. James Hart, looks like Cold Steel is making an updated Black Bear knife, but it's out of my price range. Yes, they are, and it's in the Grivex sheath. So kind of little buzzkilly. Oh, this is a cool knife. Paul Mills says, carried my Tri-Stash and the Bug Out today. Well, I love the Bug Out too, but that Tri-Stash, such a nice looking knife from Cole of Tri-State EDC. Terminator Joe says, same old Espada XL and Mayhem carry, light till I get home. Very nice. Well, I mean, wait. Same old Espada XL and Mayhem carrying light till I get home. Yeah. Not everyone would agree that that's light, but I like the cut of your jib, sir. Jacob says, have the TKL Piranha and the Auxiliary Manufacturing Carl Jr. EDC now. Wow, that's a great EDC right there. That's a nice combo. Chris 229 TRM Bulldog, Three Rivers Manufacturing Bulldog, and the Spyderco Techno 2. That's a Marcin Sleesh design. Denny O'Fools, good to have you here, Denny. TKL Knives, Nighthawk, and Night Stalker. One on each hip. Another jib whose cut I like. Very nice, man. Let's see. Craig Vincent says Cold Steel 3V8010, Swift 3, and Frenzy 3.5, FM1 Satin, Hogue RSK Mark 1, Petrified Fish Havrog, Manganas Purple Haze Kaimano. Nice. And Vosteed Valkyrie. All right. No more comments for a second. Let's give this knife away. I said we would give it away in 4.5 minutes, and here we are 4.5 minutes later, and we are giving this knife away. All right, let's do this, Jim. Here it is. I'll show it off one last time. Give everyone one last second to perhaps get hashtag knife in the chat. This is the Two Sun Knives Talon Karambit. Thanks to Dave of OG Blade Reviews, I have this to give to you. This is a super comfortable in hand and very unique S-shaped recurved karambit designed by Night Morning Designs, a common designer, or common's not the right word, but a frequent collaborator with Two Sun Knives. This thing is positively wicked. D2 blade steel, very comfortable ring, very nicely chamfered on the inside. That's important. Also has the jimping on the back of the ring for really good gription. And if you do the flippy, it helps you arrest the motion. This has contour G10 handles with micro milling. Very, very nice. Of course, layered green and black. And then you've got that beautiful, absolutely razor sharp blade. Dave just sharpens the hell out of his blades. Not sharpen. It's not removing metal, but he hones them till the point they're so ridiculously sharp. All right, let's find out who's going to get this. Let's do this. Let's do this right now. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, it's gonna tease us. It's gonna make it look like someone's winning, and then it'll flip over to the next person. Who is it? Hero Sticks. Hero Sticks. This is yours, man. Congratulations, Mr. Sticks. Do be sure to send me your current address. I believe I might have it, but just send it to me. Email it to just email it to TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com, and I will get this in the mail to you next week. I cannot do it until next week because I will be leaving tomorrow for Blade Show. So here you go, sir. This is yours, Hero Sticks. Glad that you can have that in your collection. Hero Sticks. All right, I will remember that. Jacob Vargas says, thumbs up. Well, thank you, Jacob. Everyone thumbs up if you have, if you got the time, if you got the energy to go like this. Thumbs up. Lone Star says, carry of the day, Cold Steel Mini Tonto. Woo, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, sir. Discontinued in 2000. That's a deep cut, Lone Star. I love it. And the Civivi Odium with custom detachable fob. The Odium. It'll come to me. Which one is the Odium? Don't remember. But man, you got the old mini Cold Steel Tonto. That's awesome. It's got all the same trappings as the regular Magnum Tonto, and the it's got the same grippy handle and the same shaped guard and noggin knocker. It's just smaller. Very nice. Malcolm Holt, nice to see you, Malcolm. New breed EDC wingspan, quiet carry drift LC. That's a nice knife. Para 3 in 10V and the with RG custom scales. Very nice. PM2 in Magna Cut and Advanced Weapons Technologies scales. Full pocket today. I love it. I love those AWT scales. They saved my mini Griptilian from certain oblivion. Michael says, do you know about a folding knife called a Sakatripa? Refresh my memory. I know I've heard of it, but I can't think of where. It's a type, right? It's not, we're not talking about a brand or a model name, but it's a type of knife. Sakatripa. It's like old or something. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what that is, Michael. I know I've heard of that before, but it's just not coming to me. All right, let me. Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, I know this because thank you, Jim, for bringing that up so quick. I know this because someone makes a modern version of these. Who is it? It's someone kind of vaguely in that Sneak Reaper community, making cool. Who makes the Sakatripa? I know that someone makes a modern version of that. Very cool. Seth Lang, nice to see you here, Seth. Concur with the joy Thursday Night Knives brings. Thank you, man. This is my safe space. Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you have a safe space. Tell us what your emotional support knife is, and today, and you know that you're safe here. Canary SK, nice to have you here, Canary. Kind of similar to a Shaolin spade. I think you might be talking about that Japanese gardening knife we were talking about, right? Ray Herman, just come in today. The Dark Horse from Smoky Mountain Rave Titanium handle. Oh wait, Dark Horse. Oh, I'm thinking Night Horse. Okay, I was gonna say the Night Horse is back. Ooh, what is the Dark Horse? Sounds cool. I like the Rave Titanium handle. All right, let me show you a couple of new knives from Apoch that I got. Raymond Nahar, nice to have you here, sir. Or Najar, I'm not sure. If it's Raymond or Ramon. If it's Ramon Nahar or Raymond Najar. So sorry. Hopefully, I got one of them there. Benchmade Mini Bedlam. Oh God, I like that. I like that Mini Bedlam. I like the way it looks even better than the old Big Bedlam. A knife that was originally designed for the Jordanian royal family bodyguards, I believe. The first was like only 12 of them made at first. Lone Star says, the spade, I can dig it. The Warriors meme. Soul says, current carry, Miki Higo style. Ooh, I don't know what that is. I mean, it sounds Japanese, so I bet I would like it, but I'm not sure what that is. Jerry C says, everyone hit the like button, Jerry. Couldn't agree with you more. All right, I got a couple of knives from Apoch I want to show you. How come he never reads my messages? What are you talking about? I just read it. And if you're talking about he being me, hi, Bob. Hi, Michael. I'm not seeing the chat. I'm getting what is fed to me by Jim. And I know Jim is working as hard as he can. But I see you and I hear you, man. And I'm glad you're here. So whenever I see your message pop up, I will definitely read it. Clark Henry says, hi, Bob. What does it cost to smash that like button? Nothing. Costs you nothing. Dominic Torchito. Good to have you here, Dominic. Cheeto. Yo, Paul, Joseph, Craig. All right. Check this out. I just got this from Apoch Survival, and this thing is not just an attention getter. This is actually a super useful knife. I can't wait to use it around the family fire pit, actually. This is called the Hybrid Rhino, and Rhino Hybrid. It is designed by Andrew Demko and made by Apoch Survival in that 9260 high carbon steel. And this thing is pretty damn cool. Now, when I had Patrick Shipley of Apoch and Cass Siberia on the show, I asked him what this was all about, and thinking that it was like a apocalypse knife. And yes, it would do fine in that scenario. You could definitely use that spike to brain someone, but that's not what it's for. This is for splitting wood and doing camp chores, and then you use this spike to sort of kind of spike wood, pull it towards you, or you chop wood, you use the spike to grab it and move it. And it's very tool-like, actually. It's not just cool looking, and it's not just a could be in a horror movie kind of thing. It's actually a very useful tool, and that should be no surprise. It's designed by Andrew Demko, and he doesn't suffer foolishness. You know, he makes very purpose driven designs, and so this one is, though unique and different and interesting, it's actually a very, very useful design. It's got a nice long handle, so you can choke back for chopping. You can also add a lanyard to keep it in your hands, you know, while you're chopping with it. It's got a downward angled, curved, you know, bellied blade. So if you put the handle on the straight and narrow like this, everything is curving down, so you get accelerated cutting and chopping with it. I guess in an ode, or in a tip of the hat to the cleaver and the rhino, it's got that hole there. I don't think it's got any practical use unless you plan on hanging this. But I really like that spike. I like spiked things like tomahawks and such, but I find that spike is just really cool, and I'm excited to see how useful it is. Now, it does not have any sort of relief edge. It doesn't have a what am I trying to say? It doesn't have a bevel to it. It's full thickness all the way to the excuse me, all the way to the tip, and you can just kind of grab stuff, chunk, and use it to manipulate. All right, so I'm going to leave this out. It's got a nice sheath. Show you the sheath. Allows you to put it in like that, and then it's got a strap that comes across here to keep it in, but comes out very easily, goes back in very easily. It's got a dangler. It's just a really cool knife, unique. I've never seen anything, anyone making anything like this. So Apoch Survival does really cool stuff. You've seen the other knives I have from them, the Wallace Bowie, the Demko Bowie, the Wallace Smatchet. They have a clip point blade with a knuckle duster. That's so awesome. I need to get that. And you've also seen the Yatagan short sword I have from them. Really cool stuff. Okay, so these next two are by Mike Wallace, an associate of Andrew Demko and a great knife designer in his own right. These two are practical and also campsite knives. King of Knives says, today I was carrying my brand new TKL 007, 004, FLN, and Hogue Deca. Nice, man. Nice carry. King of Knives, living up to his name. All right, so this is the small Wallace Puukko. Puukko, Puukko. I love the spelling. A Nordic or a Danish, where is it? From somewhere in Northern Europe. That's where this hails from, an outdoor knife. Or at least that's what this is inspired by, I gotta say. A cool angular handle that melts into the hand, feels so comfortable. Nicely contoured G10 with micro milling. Again, that 9260 tough steel, and a really nice grind here. It does not have a Scandi grind. It does have an edge there, a relief edge, but it's got similar geometry to a Scandi until you get to the edge. I hear people moaning and laughing at that. Okay, and here is the sheath. Nice Kydex sheath. It's got a sharpener built right onto the side here. Something I've seen in Holtzman knives. And then it's got this ferro rod, which this can, even though it doesn't have a 90-degree spine exactly, it does throw sparks pretty easily. So maybe you don't need that 90-degree spine all the time. All right. And then lastly, in this Apoch survival triptych here is the large Wallace Puukko. And it's got all the same trappings on the sheath. You've got a ferro rod. You've got a sharpener. You've got a thin, what do you call it? Techlock style belt loop or belt attachment, and then here is the blade. It's really, really nice. It's a 4¼ inch blade, I believe. Let's see. Yep, 4¼ inches. Really, again, super comfortable handle. I love the way it looks, that angular thing. It's so funny how angular handles can actually be very comfortable. Think of the Strider handles. Think of the Cyborg Jack from Jack Wolf Knives. Think of this. Just really, it looks angular, but man, it's so comfortable. This, of course, also is aided by that really nice contouring all the way around. Beautiful knife. So these are 3 knives I'm really excited to use out back. We have not had time in the last 2 weeks to do anything remotely like a fire pit, but hopefully one of these weekends this June, I can start doing that stuff again. And these knives will be playing a large role in that. I got a new stump. I'm very excited. I know I talk about stumps here, and I think it's probably ridiculous, but I had these wobbly substandard stacked stumps for a long time, and then at our pool they did some tree work and cut down a tree, and I was able to score an excellent stump. So can't wait to be cutting stuff on my excellent new stump. Last time I mentioned that, I believe Shane said that he had a tactical stump he could sell me for $200, and I almost went for it. Commander Bell, nice to have you here. Hello, I'm new here. Well, welcome, Commander Bell. It's great to have you here. We have I was just showing off some new Apoch survival knives. I have a lot of cool Apoch knives and a lot of great knives on the table. Hero Sticks, no freaking way. Mailing addresses incoming. I'm thrilled. Awesome, Hero. I'm glad. Hero Sticks just won the this week's giveaway. This is the Two Sun Talon, Two Sun Knives Talon. We have a lot of knives to give away. Thanks to Dave of OG Blade Reviews, who, as soon as I'm like starting to run thin, which I haven't in a long time, he sends me a new box to give away. He's a very, very generous man. He's got an incredible knife collection and a insatiable appetite for new knives. So he sends them here to give to you. So I'm giving them away through his generosity. So a big thanks to Dave. Tune in next week. I'm not sure what we'll be giving away, but we have more to give away thanks to Dave. And so it will either be a folder or a fixed blade. I don't know. But there you have it. James Hart says the Swiss Army Deluxe Tinker has both the mini pliers, and the mini scissors. Okay, the mini pliers, that's pretty cool. I guess that's what makes it deluxe. Yeah. I mean, the pliers especially, because a lot of them have scissors, not the Tinkers, but yeah, sure. Seth Lang, nice to have you here, Seth. Antano Blade Design. Oh, Antano Blade Design. Antano Blade Design? I'm unfamiliar with that outfit. ESB is my emotional support knife. ESB is my D-Bad John. Oh, okay. John J. Tribute Bowie. Okay, I gotta get one of D-Bad's knives. And I came very close to getting the Rambo 3, his Rambo 3 version knife, and never pulled the trigger on that. I think my one misgiving was I've shaken Donnie B. All Day's hand. He's a really nice guy, and he's a freaking giant. My hand was lost in his hand. So I'm like, my God, I'm going to buy the knife, and it's going to be like built for a giant. So that was the one thing that stopped me, but that's silly. So I need to get one of his knives, and I don't know which one. I mean, every time I look on Kukri House, I have a new favorite, so I'm not exactly sure. But I like hearing that that's your ESK. Doug Bolt, Bob, I carried my Civivi I won from you these last few days, and the Sidewinder. Oh, nice. Deep carry in each front pocket. I hope you like the Civivi. I hope it's your bread and butter. Bone Edge, I carry Bone Edge Skinner knife, says Commander Bell. Ooh, that sounds nice. You carry that all the time? Is that your everyday skinning knife? So it's going to have a nice belly on it, yeah? Hero Stick says, Bob, can you remind me the make and model of the giveaway knife so I can check it out more in detail? Can't wait. It's called the Two Sun Talon knife. Two Sun Talon Karambit, designed by Night Morning Designs. So it's the Talon, kind of, like Talon. For kids. Anyone know what movie that's from? You can't look it up. You cannot Google it. So just be honest. But does anyone know what that's from? For kids. Split and Slices says that Saka Tripa looks like something Wingard Wearables should modernize. Yes, I think you are 100% right. Seth Lang says Saka Tripas is a traditional Latin used for disemboweling livestock. But it works on other things too. Things less robust than livestock, perhaps. Antonov blade design makes modern variants. Okay, got you. Ooh, that's so cool. Sakatripas. Yeah, it's like, man, someone opens that up, you just run or shoot. Terminator Joe says, I need that rhino in my collection. Terminator Joe, yeah, you do. And you know what? Cool thing about Apoch, go to Apoch Survival. Check out, they have some really cool big fixed blade knives, all sorts of cool stuff. The stuff I've shown off tonight is more on the camping side, like this and the Pucos. But most of the stuff that I have is definitely, also more combative, let's say. Dang good backwoods blade. Yes. I would agree with you. I mean, I would imagine. I'm not a backwoods guy, though I would like to be. That's maybe that's part of my retirement plan, is like get out and go camping. I haven't done that stuff since my 20s. I used to go camping, not a lot, but a couple times every year. Split and Slices says that Demko Rhino looks like a hell of a pizza cutter for Little Caesars. Pizza. Yeah, no kidding. And it's kind of reminiscent of that K-bar that you have in your avatar. That sort of tomahawky kind of thing. Soul 7 says Miki Knives makes a modern Higo no Kami style knife. Oh, okay. I like the Higo no Kami. I don't have one, but I feel like that's one of those knives every collection should have one. Every knife collector should have one. If you like Japanese knives, check out this Japanese-inspired Pikal style knife called the Mamushi from Gross Motor Gear. This thing is so awesome. This is the large size. It's got that beautiful Tsukamaki wrap with the Manuki underneath. And a Mamushi is an adder. So that's what that is there. And look at that. Such a comfortable grip on this. These knives are great. I love Sean Old's work. He does beautiful work. What can I say? Love it. Hero Stick says, is that rhino tricky to get into the sheath? No. Is the retention good? Yes, it is. As long as you use this strap. So it goes like this. Well, it also has a, here, I'll button it up completely. It's got a loop up here, and then it's got this right here. So you could bang around with this all day. It's not going to come out. And then to actually extract it, undo that, and then it's got a little push point for your thumb. It comes out really easily, and then it returns easily too. So. What the hell? Oh, okay. I didn't realize this strap, this Chicago screw was super loose, and that last one just gave up the ghost. So I got to put this on and tighten it. Like, it works great. Whole thing. That spike is for poking zombies in the eye. Yes, it is. Hero had one other question, but I failed to answer it because this thing. So seeing as that safety strap isn't there, I'll put the top one on, and I'll have to fix this after the show. Is that right? The spike is akin to a picaroon. What's a picaroon again? I don't remember, but I'm glad someone here knows. Leon Natoyer. Leon, good to see you, sir. I like those fractals. It's 5:30 a.m. here, just getting up and wondering what I'm going to carry today. Well, Leon, where are you? I'm curious. I'd love to know that. But we'd love to give us, in the next 20 minutes, give us your options. Give us a couple, give us your top 3 options, and maybe we can all, vote on it, or give, no, not vote on it, but we'll give you our 2 cents and tell you what we think you should carry if we were you. William Hornbossel says, I got a TKL 004 Blem, sharpened it and wrapped it in paracord. Ooh, nice. You know how I love wrapped handles. I'm especially fond of jute wrap like this. And I love Knives by Nuge. I love Tom Nugent's wraps. They're so good. He says, I got the Holtzman Gorilla nice little fixed blade. That's the one I'm talking about, right? That has this sort of sharpening thing, little run of sharpener on the side, right? Very similar. I was just about to buy a Skort, but decided to pay it forward instead. Oh, that was nice. String says, today's carry, white knuckler upswept Skinner. And I know exactly what knife I know what you're talking about. And the Kershaw live wire and Leatherman signal. 2 things. First of all, I see the white knuckler, that upswept Skinner. It's got a hole in the blade, right? And a sort of horizontal carry leather sheath, if I remember correctly. That's a cool knife. But speaking of cool knives, in a trade I did with Strings and in return got this knife for my Maxace Sandstorm K. He sent me this beautiful Boker Arbolito Bowie. I love this thing. But in it, he also sent me a little knife, a little white knife. Damn it, what was it called? But I've been using and carrying that a lot, and then I thought I lost it, and then I found it, and I just carried it with me to the pool tonight. Me and the ladies went to the pool for a little while, had some dinner. Girls swam. My wife and I just hung out and talked. But I had that little white knife, and damn it, what's it called? Mac something? I don't know. I don't have it on me, and I can't remember its name. So that's a great story, Bob. You should tell it again sometime. But I love that knife, Hero. He just, Strings. He just threw it in the box, totally unexpected. It was a great little gift, and I've been using it a lot. This one is awesome too. Split and Slices says, gotta cut out early. Everyone at Blade Show 2025, enjoy. Thanks, Bob, Jim. Bye all. Byron, have a fine evening and have a great weekend, sir. We'll be thinking of you while we at Blade Show. Have a great one, man. Todd Carr says, very cool. Thanks to Dave for being awesome. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. He's an awesome guy. Great collection, super knowledgeable, and also a badass. He trained for many, many years with the luminaries, many of the luminaries of Kali and other martial arts. So he knows what he's talking about. Clark Henry, thanks, Dave. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Dave. James Hart says, in the immortal words of the Hulk, smash like button. Yes, smash like button. Cost nothing. Oh, Critical. Good to have you here, Oh, Critical. I dropped my Cold Steel Vaquero XL and chipped the tip of my edge. That sucks. Should I sharpen it myself on the Work Sharp Field Sharpener or send it to Cold Steel? Don't send it to Cold Steel. First of all, I don't even know if that's part of their warranty, but I've heard disparaging things about Cold Steel's warranty ever since they sold to GSM, and I don't know, maybe even before, but I think you should do it on your field sharpener. And maybe if this Vaquero XL means a lot to you, maybe practice on a butter knife or whatever, and just kind of get yourself practiced up if you aren't, and then go to it. But I would do it yourself. You might send it to Cold. I've just heard bad things about Cold Steel's warranty work. Todd Carr says, almost looks like a bill hook on the back of that chopper for picking up wood. Yes, that is what it was intended for. I asked if it was for you know, as a weapon and know it's for like grabbing wood and stuff. Craig Vincent says, I recently picked up a Kershaw Camp. Oh, those are cool. That's they have the Ken Onion design with the nice recurve blade, and a Rat 7 for my bushcrafting needs. Not really. I have no bushcrafting needs. I just like cool big knives. Yes, me too. I have no bushcrafting needs either, but I want to. Lone Star trained with Guru Danny Nosanto while a student of Francis Fong in Atlanta. How cool! I had numerous. My teacher was taught by him, and had numerous seminars with him. Probably like 5 or 6 in my time, multi-day seminars, and I loved it. I loved him. He's a warm guy and so knowledgeable. And when I saw him last time I trained in one of his seminars was within the last 15 years. It was probably like maybe 12 years ago, 12 or 10 years ago, something like that, when he was in Northern Virginia, and still just, man, kicking ass, and you know, just doing great, and an older guy. But that's really cool to learn, and you've taken your skills to Turkey, or back to Turkey. Leon Natoyer says, I'm in France. I love France. I've been there numerous times. Little fixed blade, cold steel Recon Tanto with shoulder holster. Ooh, I like that. Little folder, Kunwu Pulsar XL, and Arkfeld Copperbones edition. Pretty heavy carry. Shoulder holster. I like it. I like the cut of your jib over there in France, rocking it with the shoulder holster. I'm sorry to see what happened in Paris. I love Paris. I haven't been there in 20 years probably. I've heard it's changed quite a bit, but man, it was heartbreaking to see all that rioting there for the soccer game. I hate seeing that. What a beautiful place, and there's so much beauty in that city and in that country. I hate civil unrest, man. Anywhere, obviously. I mean, I guess everyone hates it, but it sickens me when I see that, especially in these beautiful ancient European cities. Seems a shame. Hero Sticks says Picaroon is also the name for a rogue pirate. I love that. Picaroon. That's funny. You said love that. I said love that, but I hadn't read you saying love that. But I like that too. Picaroon, or a privateer. God, what is in my eye? It's driving me nuts. Privateer. Yeah, that's me. Bob the Knife Junkie DeMarco. Okay, let me show you a couple of cool knives I have out on the table before I let you go. I haven't shown this one off in a little while, so I figured I'd bring this out. I can't wait to go to the Work Tough Gear booth at Blade Show, see what they have. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a new Work Tough Gear. They've got so many cool knives. But this one, to me, is the one that when this came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite so far. There are like the Lanzetta. I love some big recurve Bowies. I love by them. But this one just takes the cake because it's based on that Marine Raider style Bowie, and I just love the way it looks. And this is one that I haven't been afraid to use. I've used this one a little bit out back. I've used the Predator Hunter Bowie even more. I love that thing. But this has really nice choilage there, and it's nicely radiused. It feels comfortable. Oh my God, this is such a great knife. And let's face it, it's menacing. This is menacing. Let's party, you know, Bennett. And then it's got this giant sheath. It's about the size of New Hampshire. That's the one thing about Work Tough Gear that I'm not exactly crazy about, but this is a big damn knife. What are you supposed to do? I wish it were a taco sheath. It would make it a little less big. It would give it a smaller footprint, but it would also severely limit your options for lashing. And this one, I actually use the Baldric, that it came with, so I hang this around my shoulders when I've gone out with it. So I like that it has that option. So it's sort of bittersweet. It's sort of, if I had my druthers, it would be a taco, but then I wouldn't be able to carry it. So maybe not. Another cool one I have out is this one. I have not shown this one off in a little while. Of course, it's your Tops Prather War Bowie. What a great knife this is. This is a very, very popular Tops knife. And, again, if I could change something about this, yes, I would double edge it. I would make that swedge much thinner, and I would put a secondary edge from here to the tip. How cool would that be? But I guess it would remove some of the utility. This could be used in a utilitarian sort of backwoods way. But let's face it, it's very much a fighter. Lone Star says pirates love movies that are rated R. Lone Star, woof, good humor, man. That's a dad joke. You must be a father. Speaking of father, an American father says, does anyone have a referral on a shoulder sheath? I've been looking for a decent one for quite a while. I'm about to just buy a shoulder holster and convert it to knife carry. Okay, wait. One of the major holster companies, I'm not sure if it's Bianchi that does gun leather, or there is one. There is a one of the makers of leather gun shoulder holsters makes a detachable plate so that the holster comes off and a leather plate goes there with a bunch of holes on it that you can Chicago screw like any sort of Kydex sheath to. So they do exist. And then it also has something where if you're going to hang, like, say, a Randall upside down and you don't have Kydex with the holes, it's got like a belt that holds it on. I know I've seen that. And I don't think it was Bianchi, or maybe it was Bianchi. I don't remember, obviously. But yes, I know that exists, American Father. And I know Bastinelli makes one, though I have it, the shoulder rig, but it is lighter. I wouldn't hang a heavy knife on it. It's, meant for kind of yes, there it is. Oh, Galco. Look at this, American Father. Check that out. I mean, that is damn sweet. And it is, I know for a fact that it's universal knife accessory. Shucka shoulder. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I guess not. I was thinking that it was compatible with gun. Can you put that back up, Jim, real quick? I was thinking that it was compatible with the gun holsters that slide on and off, but maybe not. Galco, go check it out. Thank you, Jim, for looking this up. That thing is sweet. Look at that. All right, American Father, $90. When you get it, let us know. That is pretty cool. Thank you, Jim, for finding that. Scott, good to have you here, Scott. I lived in Paris in the 80s. Gorgeous. Before New Hampshire, also gorgeous. Nowadays, living in New Zealand, also gorgeous. Though I've never been there. Can't complain about the great outdoors when you have an emotional support blade. No doubt. You've lived all over the place. That's cool, Scott. Doug Bowl, got a scoot. Doug, thank you. Get something nice for the missus and stay safe. Thank you so much, Doug. I will indeed, and I'll have my big old flashlight on me. As you have said in the past, like, better to blind them and hit them in the face than to stab them. Hero Stick says, I'm out like a secret. Good night, all. Thanks, Bob, Jim, all. Love being a part of this community. Love having you here, Hero. And don't forget to send me your address if you haven't already. This will be coming to you next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday. It should be Tuesday. An American Father, as far as Blade Show, just get me whatever. If it has a handle and a sharp and pointy end, I will be happy. All right, you got it, man. No problem at all. I'll see what works for the homestead. Jacob says it would be very cool with a sharpened swedge. Couldn't agree with you more. It's like, well, it's begging for it. Doug Bull says, American, I converted an old double shoulder holster. Carry the knife on my left and the pepper spray on the right. Ooh, that's cool. Pepper spray is another good one. I should bring that with me. Lone Star says, why pull your head out of your fourth point of contact if your poop don't stink? I don't know. I don't think I can answer that. Ira Hayes says, wow, that Topps Bowie looks great. Yeah, it is sweet. I love that thing. Todd Carr, man, would love to see Topps, K-Bar, Essie, and some other USA-made fixed blades move away from basic carbon steel to at least a stainless version like 14C, AEBL, or Nitro at the very least. Yeah, but Todd, my one misgiving about that thought is that a lot of these knives, including the Prather War Bowie, are intended for, or at least double as, outdoors knives, and you don't want stainless knives if you're like batoning and stuff like that, just due to the toughness factor. Damn, Jim, I appreciate it greatly. I had not seen this one. Yeah, thank you, Jim. Hot on the keyboard, looking up that Galco. Terminator Joe, pocket check update. Made home 2 Espada XLs, 2 Mayhems, 2 Black Talons, 2 Voyager Vaqueros, a 5 Max, a Talwar, a Holdout, and a cold beer in my hand. Hard day's work. Well, enjoy that beer, sir. I will be enjoying a beer or 3 this weekend. Super Spur, good to have you here. Damn, I missed the giveaway. I missed the giveaway last time. Okay, well, Super, you missed this giveaway, but we will have more. Like I said, we got so many knives to give away from OG Blade Reviews that, yeah, if you show up next week, show up as we start at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you can, because we give them away usually at 11. Tonight it was 11:15, and you'll get to see what we have on offer, and hashtag knife, and you could stand to win. James Hart says, I too am out. Have a great weekend. I hope you stay safe and don't have to blind and bash anyone. Oh, and stay sharp. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I will not. Surrounded by knife guys, and it's a great, like I said, very warm atmosphere. Leon, gotta go. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you. You too, man. And thanks for reaching out from across the pond. Clark Henry says pepper gel is better in my opinion. Won't blow back in your face. That's good. That's good. Good thinking. Pepper gel. I need to look for more of these kind of things. Adrian Fighter 35. Thanks, Bob and Jim, for another great show. Good night, guys, and good night, all you knife junkies out there. Stay sharp. Thank you, Adrian. You and the missus have a wonderful weekend. Terminator Joe, I'm getting up, getting my top 13 fixed blades ready for another video. Oh, Terminator, I don't think I'm subscribed to you. I gotta look you up. Terminator Joe channel. All right, Todd Carr, ABL is tougher than ADCRV 21095 and 1084, for example, at the same HRC. Oh, well, yeah, I do like AEBL, and I think that's why Tim Cull uses it a lot, because it's tough. Later, all. See you, Greg. Thanks for coming, man. Always a pleasure. Todd, so are most nitrogen steels as well, like 14C28 and LC200N and Nitro V. Well, all right, Todd, if you are correct, I stand corrected. I'm wondering if it's just probably just cheaper than in that case to get the 1095. Well, I hope you get your wish, sir. It would be nice for people to diversify in their offerings. Super Spurg says, I got sick last time and couldn't make it. Well, next time. All I could do was just lurk while feeling sick. Yeah, you can always, you don't have to comment to put hashtag knife in it. It's not like you have to be, like if you're not feeling chatty, but you still want to win the knife, you can still put hashtag knife in. So even if you're sick and just lurking about, just hashtag it. An American Father, hate it when a Thursday night comes to an end. American Father, I feel the same way, and my evening has come to an end indeed. Keep your eyes peeled for Sunday. Sunday's show will be from Blade Show, my hotel room. I will show you all the cool stuff I got on Saturday, and hopefully a little bit of Friday night. And I will be doing some interviews on Saturday as well. And so those will make it into the show. All right. Thanks for joining me. For Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying until next time, don't take no for an answer.